So now after the driveway is complete, right, that was one of our first most important items, in the sequencing and construction schedule on this project for our desert island. Now what was next was, again, now we start prepping the pad, right? We get the pad ready, footings. So of course retaining walls, you can see around me, we have retaining walls all around this project. It may not look like a lot, but when the client had purchased this land, of course we had to build through the wash and get the bridge up here. And then they kind of had this little knoll, right? It's kind of this little crown, if you will. And we had to open that up to have this single story floor plan. So by opening up that crown, now you're gonna have elevation, cut and fill. And we had to get all the retaining walls in, which was the next phase of the project. After that was complete, we had to now start working on the floor plan. And there were a couple things before we start on the house. One, the pool, right? I mentioned that when we did the tour, is that we had to get the pool dug. So that was dug. Got this in here for access so we can haul off all the dirt and spoils from the pool. And then of course, get all our plumbing equipment here to this side of the home. Next, as we started working on underground plumbing, the minute that was done, we had to make sure that we had all of our structural steel coordinated. So working with alignment steel, making sure we had all of our shop drawings approved and signed off by the engineer, and then having all the embeds and everything ready to be set with the concrete so that when our concrete company came to pour, this house has a tremendous amount of structural steel. The reason being is we have large cantilevered openings. We have 2 of them off of the great room and the primary bedroom. We have massive overhangs. Again, this really protects the home by design to have shade. So in the summer, right here, you can see the sun is really hot. It's really warm here. This is what it's going to protect all the glazing and glass of this modern architecture to help with the energy efficiency. So once we had laid that out, this was really important that with our framer, our concrete company, our superintendent, our steel company, having all 4 parties there to make sure that everything was laid out in its proper place. When you set those embeds in the concrete, it's really hard to jackhammer and move later and still get that structural integrity. So we have to make sure they were super precise, as well as the spot footings, which we have some of those, on the outside. So that was all completed, and then of course the steel goes vertical. We come out here and have all the steel delivered. This was the first component, so before we frame, have all the structural steel installed, and then our framers can come in and follow after and do the framing and the overframing, which is what they're installing now. Right now they're installing these trusses out here on this overhang. So again, that coordination is really key. Steel is a great solution. We did a video with Matt Reisinger on our modern sunset, and we have this 40-foot opening multi-slider, and the only way we could do it is structural steel. For those of you following Project Blow Your Mind, we have a 50-foot multi-slider. That's all done with structural steel. To get some of these massive openings with minimal deflection and to carry the weight load, structural steel is a great solution, hence the reason why many of our homes have structural steel.